Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another review on another BH Cosmetics product. We had the Hangin' in Hawaii palette, and now we have the Love in London palette. I went to Ulta about 3 days ago with my friend Kayleigh, which we saw earlier. She sells the Unique makeup. But we went to Ulta together the other day, and we saw this palette. Her family is actually from England, so when we saw this palette, I was like, Kayleigh, we have to have this palette. I don't even care if it's good or the colors are good, but we both decided to get it, so maybe we'll do a collaborative video together on this guy. I am going to be giving you my review, my thoughts on this palette, if I think it's worth the money, if I think it's, you know, something that you need in your collection, and I will kind of be giving a tutorial of how to get this look so you can kind of see how the shadows apply, how they perform as I'm talking about them. Anyways, I hope you enjoy today's video. If you do, don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first shade I'm going to take is the shade Big Ben and Cheers, and I'm going to mix those two together. I'm just going to take my blending brush right here. And just like the other BH palette, these shadows are very, very soft. They are really pigmented, so you don't have to pick up a ton on your brush, but just know you're going to get a lot of kick up from them. I'm going to do the same on the other eye. I'm then going to take a more dense brush and go into this shade down here called Crumpet. Just looking at this palette, it kind of doesn't make sense that they released it in summer. I think that's kind of a weird time to release it, but whatever. Just for the fact that it is a very cool tone palette. There's a lot more cooler shades than warmer shades, and I think a lot of it overall is going to be more of like a fall vibe. There's a really pretty purple in here that I think would be absolutely gorgeous for like a fall smoky eye. But just like the other palette, the Hangin' in Hawaii palette, this palette, I'm telling you what, the BH Cosmetic palettes I feel like are the best bang for your buck. They're kind of stepping onto the Morphe turf, as I like to call it. They're high quality shadows for a very decent cost. They perform well, they blend well, they're pigmented. It looks good for now. I'm then gonna go in, there's a shade in here called Lolly. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It might be my favorite shade in this entire palette, and I'm not just saying that because one of our really good friends' name is Lolly. By the way, that Lolly owns a boutique, I guess you would call it. It's called Shop Lolly K. She owns it with her sister-in-law, I think. I don't know all the deets, but I will link her down below because she has the cutest clothes in the world. So check her out down below. So I'm gonna go in, this is the shade Lolly, and I'm just gonna put that all over the lid. Really trying to focus the most shimmery portion right in that center. I'm telling you, these shimmers, you guys, they are so good. I am always blown away that they apply. I mean, this isn't even on a wet brush. I can't even imagine what a wet brush would look like. That's just a tip that most people do to get their foiled shadows to look even more metallic, is you wet your brush with either some kind of makeup setting spray. That's usually what people use. I know some people can use contact solution. I've heard of that before. I always just use any kind of setting spray that you have. So just like my coconut water one by Wet n Wild, it's super cheap, or you've got the matte one that they have. I mean, there's a million out there that you can get for a decent price, so you're not spending a ton of money trying to do that. Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful color. I'm gonna go back into my dense brush, and I'm gonna take this Duchess, which is like a deep purple. I'm just gonna put that on the outer corner, and we're gonna kind of make it into a purple smoky eye without being too purpley. But are you guys like catching my drift? It's kind of more of like a fall time palette in my opinion. I don't know if I'd go rocking this, you know, in the middle of summer. That's why I think it's kind of a strange time to release it, but overall, like I said, I am digging this palette so far. I didn't really expect anything less though. These little palettes are so much fun, and I feel like they're just gonna keep putting out more and more and more of them. And I love love the themes with them. I'm gonna try and go for like a more cat eye approach. So beautiful. The only thing that I really don't like is that they don't really have what I would call a brow bone shade. This is gonna be a little bit too shimmery for a brow bone shade for me, and all the other ones are not quite light enough. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shade Scone, dip it in there, and then just lightly dip into Cheeky and really get that going on my brow bone. And then I'm gonna take Cheeky full on and put that right in my inner corner. And holy guacamoles, guys, she pigmented. Brighten up that inner corner. And then I'm gonna go back in with my shader brush with that Lolly shade. I'm gonna mix just a little bit of palette. No, let's see. Let's mix just a wee bit of Prestige on there just to see what that looks like. I'm just gonna pop that right on the center of my lid, and it kind of gives us this really cool pinky purpley smoky eye. I am digging it. It almost looks silvery, but then when the light catches it, you can see the pink on it. It's just gorgeous. It is literally so pretty. I'm going to take a shader brush for down under my eyes. I'm gonna take the shade Piccadilly. I don't even really know what that is. I'm gonna have to ask Kayleigh what that is, because her family's from England and she might know what that is. I guess I could just Google it. We could probably call her at the end of this video and she could tell us what it is. I'm just gonna shade that right along the bottom lash line here. Perfect. I think that's good as far as eyeshadows go. I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes, my waterline here, with my Long Lasting Drama Matte by Maybelline. I'm telling you, I didn't think something was out there that could be better than the e.l.f. Active eyeliner, but this comes in a close second, you guys. I'm telling you, I have absolutely loved this product, and I think the reason I like it is it's a little bit more convenient because you don't have to sharpen your eyeliner pencil. Okay, I think I'm just gonna lightly line the top here. I don't want anything too dramatic, so we're just gonna put a really skinny line, and then I will blend that out with my smudger. You ever put foundation on and then it gets on your lips, and then you're sitting there and you're talking a lot, and all of a sudden your lips feel like super dry and you're just like, I have to lick them, I'm sorry guys. That just happened. Like I said, I always go in with a little smudger just because I feel like if you don't, it kind of leaves a harsh line, and maybe that's what you're looking for. You know, you can do whatever you want, but in my honest opinion, I think something that's a little bit blown out or diffused looks a lot more natural and more feminine on the eye than if you don't diffuse it. So Utah weather has been so weird recently. We had a cold front move in on the first day of summer, and it was 65 degrees here, which I know a lot of you are probably like, oh my gosh, it's so warm. But for summer in Utah, it was not warm today, and it made me really sad. Anyways, that's just a random side note. I'm gonna go in with my Revlon Mega Multiplier in Blackest Black. It's a mascara by Revlon. I love this mascara for the reason that it separates my lashes really well and makes them look really long, and it's pretty buildable too. So if you're really going for like a pronounced like long lash, I think this is a wonderful product for that. And then I'm going to take my Essence Lash Princess, and this is the False Lash Effect mascara. Guys, this stuff is so good. So I'll use that one for the length, and then I use this one for the volume, and I feel like just pairing those two together creates such a beautiful lash combination. And they're both fairly affordable. I think the one I'm using right now is $4.99, and the other one was $7.99, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Avengers liquid lipstick in the shade I've Got This. It's a nice deep pinky nude. Thought it would pair nicely. And then I'm gonna go in with the Aladdin Magic Carpet Ride Lip Gloss by MAC. Just kind of bring it all together. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I think it turned out really well. I'm gonna give you kind of my thoughts on the product itself. I think it's a great palette. It's just like the Hangin' in Hawaii palette, so if you really enjoyed that palette, I think you're gonna enjoy this palette a lot. I believe it's the same price point. It's about $16. Pros, it's a wonderful fall time palette. I think you'll get a lot of use out of this in the fall, in the winter. There's some really pretty shades in here. I love taupes. I love cool tones. So I actually really enjoy this kind of color scheme. I love the names on all of them. I love that the shimmers perform so well without having to put anything on your brush or wet your brush or anything. Everything blends out really, really well, I think. Like I said, the shadows are a little bit soft, so you will see a lot of kick up with them. To me, I don't feel like there's enough light enough shades, but that's just from my personal opinion. My skin type, you know, I don't really have a brow bone shade that I can use. I made the cheeky and the scone work, but overall, I think I had the same complaint with the Hangin' in Hawaii palette. I didn't think there was a light enough shade in there to do kind of like a brow bone look, or even just to set your eye in case you had some kind of primer on or something. But overall, I think it's a great palette. It's great for the value. You can get this at Ulta. You can get this at BH Cosmetics website. I believe it's sold as CVS, but I'm not 100% sure. But it is $16. You get 16 shades in here. If you do happen to get it at Ulta, it does qualify for the $3.50 off coupon. So you can use that and knock the price down to about $13.50 with that coupon if you wanted to do that. It comes in this really cute little sleeve too. I think it's a great little palette that you can throw in your makeup bag if you're going out, if you're gonna be going on vacation. I still think if it were me right now in summer, I would probably grab the Hangin' in Hawaii palette if I was going to be traveling. However, this will be a great fall time palette to throw in your makeup bag during those winter months. Overall though, I think it's an awesome palette. It came up with an awesome look. I think there's some more awesome looks you could do in there. There's some blues, there's some coppers. So I think there's a lot that you could do here. But yeah, overall, I think it turned out really well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also like the video, and also leave a comment down below of what you'd like to see next. Bye guys!